Hello and welcome to the Geek Otaku Squad. I am Reggie here with the first video in the RWBY Critique series. Now I actually kind of struggled a little bit with this, because at first I was going to put the trailers in with the rest of Volume 1. However, the more I thought about it, the more I kind of was just like, the trailers are actually kind of their own thing. I feel like they could stand by themselves. So, obviously, ultimately, I decided to kind of do the trailers by themselves. And funny thing about the trailers is, I actually didn't watch the trailers until I think volume 3 was either about to start or it had already started. Like that. So I had actually been watching the show for a while before I actually watched the trailers because I missed the trailers. So I assumed that they were just normal trailers. I didn't realize that they were technically a part of the series. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about some of this stuff, because I'm gonna kind of try to talk about some of it as if I had, do comparisons between if I had watched it first, or rather than how I actually saw them. So just kind of keep that in mind. So first things first, I feel like the trailers as a whole had two main purposes. The first being their job as actual trailers to draw people in, get people's attention, kind of get them interested in the show. In that department, I feel like they went above and beyond what they were meant to do, especially with the Red trailer. I feel like the Red trailer did such a good job of capturing everyone's attention that they either started watching the show as a whole, or they at least finished watching the other 3 trailers. So I feel like as far as grabbing everyone's attention, the show went like above and beyond what I feel like it was meant to do. The other thing, the second point that I feel like the trailer's job was to introduce the characters, their fighting abilities, and to a very, very minuscule point, a little bit of their personalities. I don't feel like that did as well, and I'll explain what I mean by that as I go through the video. In terms of showing off their abilities, I feel like that was, like, the trailers hit the nail on the head with that. But as terms of stuff like personalities, things like that, I don't think the trailers really did a whole lot for that. Like, they did some things, but not, it wasn't great. Like I said, as a whole, the trailers are fantastic. Individually, though, I feel like they hit very, very different levels of success. For instance, the Red trailer, which was the very first trailer that got released, is absolutely fantastic, and I love the Red trailer. Like, the Red trailer to me is the best thing, or at least one of the best things that the series has done, has been released. Just like, I'm rambling as fuck, but literally, like, I love everything that there is in the Red trailer. I love the music. I love the fact that it shows off how skilled RWBY is as a fighter. I love how confident she is in the fact that she just destroys the whole pack of Beowulfs with, like, no fear, hesitation, just absolute destroys them. I also love the fact that her weapon is a scythe. I know a lot of people complain about the fact that the scythe is like just the most unconventional weapon imaginable, and I don't care because the scythe is probably my third favorite weapon of all time. Like, and RWBY just destroys in that video. Like, along with the song, it is fantastic. Unfortunately, I feel like it did its job a little bit too well because I feel like the other 3 trailers were very underwhelming in comparison. Like, I feel like the Nah, I'll get to that later. Fuck it, I just went completely off script. Complete character break moments that I might have to cut out. But I probably won't, cause I'm a lazy editor. Anyway. Moving on to the white trailer. That transition, though. That is a shit transition. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep that too. Like, after the red trailer, like, there's a lot of hype, you're feeling it, and then the white trailer kind of has this completely different vibe or feel to it. Like, it's a lot slower paced, it's a lot more kind of melancholic. I'm not even sure that's... Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Totally professional here. Anyway, I feel like me not watching the trailers before the show actually helped me kind of get to appreciate Weiss a little bit more in the series, because I don't know how I would have felt if I had watched the white trailer first and then started the series, because the vibe that I get off the white trailer is completely different from how Weiss is at the start of the show. In the white trailer, it almost kind of seems like Weiss was meant to kind of be this idol character, which would have been interesting, I feel like. But it feels like during the whole white trailer, it's kind of showing how Weiss is very, almost kind of I get the sense that Weiss is disconnected from who she actually is because of everyone's expectations of her, how no one sees her. Like, I felt like she was meant, like, she comes across as how Pyrrha ended up being, where Pyrrha was just genius, and then she got to the point where nobody saw her. They only saw her talent, and then that isolated her. To me, that kind of felt like that was the vibe that I got for Weiss when watching the white trailer. Like, I didn't see her as this snobby, stuck-up heiress that she ended up being at the start of the series. I actually kind of saw her as being kind of like a more kind of, I guess, depressing character, which is probably not right. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she was meant to be not what she was at the start of the series. Like, that was the kind of feeling I got from watching the white trailer. And I feel like if I had watched the trailer for Weiss before the series, I feel like it would have taken me a little bit longer to kind of get to where I liked Weiss. Like, that's just my opinion. From there, though, we go to literally what I feel is the weakest of the 3 trailers, the black trailer. Now, I'm going to go up right here. If you've seen the podcast, I feel like everyone already knows that Blake is my least favorite character in the entire show. Like, hands down, I do not like Blake. that being said, I feel like that's almost kind of funny because I feel like the black trailer is probably the most boring of the three trailers. Like, I don't feel like it's got a lot of action, but I feel like if you're watching the black trailer for the very first time, like, it's kind of like, okay, this is some really cool action, but you have no idea what the hell's going on. And then with the end where she just kind of cuts the train link to kind of leave Adam behind, like, I feel like that did more. Like, if you weren't already sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out what was going on, you really were when you got to the end of that trailer. Like, it's just, I just don't feel like it's the best trailer. I feel like it's, well, obviously, like, to me, it's the worst trailer. But to me, it's a lot of action and just this big confusing mess. It also doesn't help that it brings up some issues later in the series as far as I feel continuity issues. Like, I don't feel like it makes sense for Blake to be wearing the bow in the trailer. I like, it actually kind of annoys me that Blake has on the bow in the trailer. It also kind of annoys me that later on, that when we figure out that it's revealed what she was actually doing in the black trailer, that, like, it raises even more questions as to why she had the bow on to begin with, but also why she didn't even bother to somewhat change her appearance. Like, it just, it's one big mess. Now, the yellow trailer is easily what I would consider, like, my second favorite. Like, if I was to rank the trailers, it would be red, yellow, white, black. Now, the yellow trailer, it's got a little bit clearer vision. You know what's going on. You know, kind of, like, it kind of spells out what Yang is doing. And personally, I feel like the fight scene in the yellow trailer is the best because I love brawler characters. Any character that's a brawler is immediately going to be probably my favorite character in the series. And I love this. And if that character just happens to be a female brawler, like, that's it. It's over. Like, you're immediately locked in as probably one of my favorites. The only gripe I have with the yellow trailer is the fact that it's the only trailer that the character song is not played. And instead, in the yellow trailer, what we get is a kind of remix mashup of the three previous songs, and then some of her actual song plays at the very, very end of the trailer. That kind of annoyed me. Like, I feel like, and the only explanation I could possibly come up with is, I think somewhere in one of the RT podcasts is, I think it was Miles, that made the comment that Monty had actually been working on the yellow trailer. Like, he finished it on the way to whatever event that they originally aired it. So I feel like, so maybe it was they hadn't had time to finish the song is why they did that. But I feel like the song should have been done. I don't know. Like, it just kind of bugs me that Yang's the only character that her song isn't played during her trailer. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that is, I rambled a little bit more than what I intended for this video, but hey, you know, I'm not perfect. I feel like I hit kind of all the points that I wanted for this. Like, there wasn't a whole lot for me to really talk about, because, you know, it's just the trailers. Like, all it is just, it's like 4 or 5 minute long fights, and then that's all they are. Anyway, so that'll wrap it up for this video. Like I said, I apologize for how much I kind of ended up rambling. I totally professional. I'm kind of new to this, okay? So you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm not used to doing kind of like little format videos like this. So if you enjoy, hit like and subscribe, and hope to catch y'all when I start volume 1, which should be the next video. I don't think that one might be a little bit longer than this one, mostly because I have a feeling there's going to be a rant in it, so heads up for that. Anyway, if you like this video and want to see more, hit like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. You know, let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.